Hopefully you all were gathered in the 7-Eleven parking lot to see the beautiful beaver moon a couple days ago, and that inspired you to go to your friend's house and listen to Neil Young's Harvest Moon. And that started the whole chain reaction that ended up you sitting in front of an open window tonight, enjoying the latest rendition of the storied series, Jawn. Over the years, we have brought you such staples as The Little Bike That Went Real Fast, The Skittish Possum Lost at the Mall, and the often repeated but never understood, "Why do you ask?" said the donkey to the parking meter. These are fables passed down from one generation to another under many beaver moons and many spins of the Harvest Moon album. We take great pride and privilege in being able to escort these stories along their ever-evolving path to immortality. Join us and see if you can be the first to guess the name of the banjo player who meets the one-armed card player at the bingo hall in the beginning of The Little Bike That Went Real Fast. If you can determine that quickly, you may be able to resolve the inner turmoil that the piano keys feel when they must confront the organ grinder who wore short pants to outdoor festivals. Tonight, 7 to 8:30 on the World Wide Web. Jawn. Hope to see you. We will be signing autographs after the show, so don't rush off. If you have time, send some good thoughts to Lil Malachi and hope he gets home soon. Here's a winner. Limited parking tonight. And it's cold.
Little frog sitting on a log. One of them fell in. One frog said to the other frog, "Well, you better go get her." Two little frogs sitting on a log. One of them fell in. Last little frog, he sat and thought, good thing they can swim. Jabberjaw, 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 Jabberjaw. Three little frogs sitting on a log. One burst into a grin. One frog said to the other frog, "What's got
gotta go to the next
you?"
track.
Two little frogs sitting on a log. One laughed until he was red. Last little frog, he sat and thought, must have been something I said. Jabberjaw.
That's how you clear the pipe.
Jabberjaw.
That's how you used to hear it.
Jabberjaw.
I was so way before you. Okay.
Jabberjaw.
Gosh, y'all making sweet music.
We're not in there, boys. Here we go.
The lounge. Oh my goodness. I'm out of tune. Slow time down. Welcome, welcome. Hello, I'm Nathan Moore.
I'm Kyle Hogg.
I'm Steve Moore.
Good to see everybody. Welcome to Jawn. The chat is open. We are live on Facebook and Twitch and YouTube all over the place. We have no idea what we're going to talk about today, so maybe you can help us with that. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat, and we start with a song and end with a song, and I'm not sure which one to do, but let's see here.
Now, you've been thinking about it all day, haven't you?
Not really.
Well, I got a request.
Oh, well, you do? What?
Yeah. Well, I was listening to a tape I think I made a long time ago, and it was 20 Greatest Songs of All Time by Steve Moore at this moment. And in that 20 songs was one of yours.
Well, honored by that.
Yeah, I was too. I was flummoxed.
You're like, what was I thinking?
Plastic Pony.
Oh, my goodness. Did it stand the test of time?
Yeah, that's a challenge. That's got an oldie.
Should we do a new
And we'll
Manouche
see
version?
if it's an oldie but a goodie.
Libby Kirkpatrick. That's a fun name to see. Good to
Oh,
see
hi,
you.
Libby.
Say that. Oh, that's a bad key, though. My voice has dropped considerably in 20 years.
Yeah, I've dropped a few things myself.
Let me see if I can transpose it on the fly.
I want to hear it again because I don't know why it was so great back then. I'm excited. Are you familiar with the song?
I don't think I know that
Well,
one.
you're in for a real treat. Or not.
If I can figure it out.
Put a little pressure on you.
Say, let me on that plastic pony, stop the carousel. But it just keeps on spinning. Say, let me get used to something, get to know it well. But it all just keeps on beginning. I can't sit and watch forever. No, I can't sit idle by. I don't know how to hop on, I don't know how to jump in. I've given them both a try. I talked to my mom and pa, I talked to all my friends, I talked in between all the lines. I talked to the pastor, and I talked to the salesman, and I talked to the lady with the deep blue mind. And they all told me the same thing. They all said, seek and ye shall find. Oh, but I was looking for a place, I wasn't looking for a sign. Said, stop the presses, hold your horses, I want to read and ride and squeeze something into me forever. Be it woman, be it work, be it words or be it child, I just hope it comes to me to be together. Because I might just be making myself lonely. I know that happens sometimes. But as far as I can see, there's nothing close to me except the feeling that none of it's mine.
Wow.
Pretty much how it goes.
That's wonderful.
How was
I don't
that?
know about it being one of the 20 greatest songs of all time.
No, that was at that moment.
Right.
I had to go to the bathroom real bad.
You remember that?
I had some gas, and that's what you get at that moment. But no, that was one of my favorite songs back in that day. And you had a lot of good, that was when you were writing a lot of, a very productive time, let's put it that way.
Oh, yeah. Very prolific.
Yeah.
There's something you liked about that I do remember you complimenting that last verse about I might just be making myself lonely. I know that happens sometimes.
Oh, I think a lot of us out there can identify with that.
Brenda Gee, welcome to the show, Taco Villain. Yeah, that's an old amusement song. That was early days.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what record that was on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to minoosh that one. I think it's cool.
Yeah, we could minoosh that one. I sent an email blast out today to my mailing list, letting the world know about the birth of Noof Manoosh, Rennie, Lex, and I's new power trio. We are auditioning other members. There's an open casting call to the world for anybody that wants to be in Noof Manoosh, but they got to pass a rigorous
Audition?
yeah, it's more like a obstacle course. There's all kinds of. It's like a 3-week thing.
We won't be there. Well, they'll just send you off to an island somewhere if
Right.
you survive.
We're going to take all submissions, stick them on an island, see who's the last one standing, and they're in the band.
Who wants it the most?
Yeah. Have y'all ever watched Alone? I'm sure we've talked about this because Catherine and I watch it every time there's a new season. But it's where they take 10 people and just put them in the wilderness with no food or anything, and whoever can survive the longest wins like $500,000.
Are they together or alone?
Alone, very alone.
That was a
they've
dumb
never-
question, wasn't it?
I've never even seen them cross paths with each other. I keep thinking that's going to happen at some point. Somebody just goes wandering and runs into one of the other participants, but I guess they each have a few miles to themselves. But it's fascinating. They have to build their own structure. They have to figure out how to catch fish or take a bow, and you can have fishing line or a bow and arrow or both.
What would you do?
But it's so fun.
What would you take?
Yeah, deciding what are 10 items that we're going to take in our bag is one of the fun topics of conversation around here.
Well, you have to take your cell phone.
Don't you wish? Boy, I bet people could last forever out there if they just had that. The psychological factors is pretty fascinating on Alone. You know, the moment someone starts missing their family, they're done. And as soon as they say it out loud, like, I was just thinking about my kids. I'm just like, oh, bye.
That's interesting.
I'm not saying you got to be heartless to win the show.
I'm just thinking about my kids are probably at home fucking up my shit. I gotta get home. I can't hang around.
And like,
Have
he's
you
not
been?
quick on
Have
the
you been?
bleeps
Have you
over
been to
there.
that store? Talking about surviving on your own. We were riding around this weekend. Where is it? Heading out towards the mall, the old mall. There's this survival store now. Have you seen that place?
No, I remember there was like a military surplus place
Well,
at the mall.
Yeah. Have you been there?
Is it military surplus?
Well, that's what
be the same place.
that's what we thought. We thought it was like you could go and be like an old Army Navy store or something. Just old backpacks and stuff. It is the most high-tech survival place.
What? Oh, babe, are you watching?
But it was scary.
All right, we'll be right back. Anybody need anything?
We went in there and the guy was dressed like he was ready to go, like survive. And he convinced Stephanie about this thing. You just strike it and a fire comes out. I mean, it was totally not like fun, like goofball army kids buying stuff just to look cool. It is like survival stuff. And it's a huge store. It used to be a bookstore.
Wow.
And now it's really tiny. So I'm sort of scared what they're doing behind.
Oh,
that
it was
wall.
the store. It's not a huge store.
No, now it's just a little tiny store, but you can hear them in the back, like maybe paramilitary training or something. I'm not sure what they're
Oh
doing back there.
no! You hear like live fire. What are they called?
Oh my gosh, it's like survivalist. It's all brand. It's all like all has their logo and
Oh,
stuff
wow.
on it. But a lot of really cool stuff.
So these outlets are opening up in small towns all across America right now as we ready for the Civil War.
But the funny thing is, the guy is a real salesman. He was like really like everything we go near. You go, that's that'll keep your water good for 20 years and stuff. So Stephanie was buying a sling and a tourniquet, all this stuff you could
Good girl.
buy, and so he just stopped focusing on me. It was like making money off of her. So and so I came up and I had 2 packs and I said, well, you can tell what my problem is. And he said, what? I said, the only problem I ever run into is that my breath stinks. It was these 2 packs of these little powders you take it and it's like it would brush your teeth.
Oh, you brush your teeth
And I was
in
like,
the field?
and I was like, I'm never gonna be out in the woods when I need anything. I just need to have my breath fresh. And he was like, oh, okay. He looked at me like, all right, you loser. So I bought 2 packs of breath fresh.
That guy's still telling stories about you. You can't believe this guy came in the other day.
But
That was
Stephanie,
one of the weirdest guys I've ever seen.
So
but Stephanie said when we left, because you could hear people in the back. She said as soon as we opened the door to leave, the back door opened and people came out. Like,
we got
Lord.
customers hide. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
And
I gotta go check this
and also
place
when
out.
we went there, when we were walking in, Stephanie just stopped and took a picture of the place. And when we were leaving, she paid for her stuff. The guy said, well, why don't you post that picture you took online so people know about us?
That's cool.
And she's like, how did he know I took a picture of it?
Yeah.
But if you like survival and stuff, they do have a lot of cool stuff out there.
I love that kind of stuff.
Field trip.
Always love just like the camping section of a big superstore or
Right.
something. That's one of my favorite areas of the store. Just the James Bond nature
Right.
of it. Like,
Right.
oh my God, this little thing does everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's a stove, it's a knife,
That's what
it's
he
an
had.
antenna. I just
Yeah,
love.
he was showing me. He's like, in this, he had like this thing folded up. And this knife folded, he snapped it open and he gave it to me. I was like, I don't want to hold it. It looks scary looking. So I was holding it. I didn't know how to put it back together, so I just put it on the counter. Like, okay, you can deal with this after I'm gone. I don't want to dismember myself trying to fold it back up.
That's fun.
Oh my God. But I was expecting it to be like MREs or whatever those things are called, like the crack your meal opener.
those too.
No, it was all high tech, like you were like James Bond. Like
What's
you were,
MRE stand for?
Meals ready to eat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So out of the three of us, and you can use like your 50-year-old self to make it fair or whatever. Who do you think would last the longest on a loan?
Don't pick me.
Oh,
Out of the three of
not
us.
me now.
Yeah, not you now.
Me when?
At 50.
At 50? Well, that's not fair.
We don't want to make you too
Well,
much younger than us.
Oh, that's true. You guys are getting old.
You forget
too.
how old we
I,
are.
I was thinking y'all were 30.
Well, thank you.
You're,
We
you're,
feel it. We resemble that remark.
you just have to put yourself double our age.
Yeah. Didn't have to that time. Yeah, I'd say that I would not do too well.
You could
You gotta,
fish.
yeah, you got to
I
swim
don't
the
think
fishing
you
and
would do
hunting.
very well. I think you would do better than anybody else.
I don't feel
Because
like
you
I feel like
think
you
that
might
way.
catch more fish than all of us.
Oh yeah, I
I'd
could
probably
do.
get
I could
too
do.
into-
I could do some things a lot better than a lot of. I have my strengths, but
Mm-hmm.
overall, I'm pretty wishy-washy, lazy. I'm just not much of a doer, and I think to live in the wilderness, you got to do a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah,
I'd be-
well, I got that from you. So we
You got more. You do things.
yeah, I do things.
I talk about doing things. And there's a big difference, actually, when it comes right down to it. But I've gotten used to living with me, and I'm comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be if I was alone,
Right.
on the show alone. I mean,
Sure,
I am
right,
alone.
Right.
Oh, no, I'm not. I have a cat.
You do. What's the Mosby update?
Oh,
You
we
seem
had
to
a.
be a little mad at it today when I came over.
Well, it's not supposed to be in my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And when you came in, he snuck in.
oh, he snuck in with me.
And then while you were there, he jumped up on my table, on my desk.
This is just not
So
okay.
he just everything was wrong. So I tried to kill him, but I couldn't catch
and
him.
then he just starts knocking stuff randomly off of it. That's the cat move right
The
there.
tail, yeah, the
Piece
tail.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's actually doing pretty well. I'm giving him a hard time, but he's hanging in there. We're learning right now how to live with each other, and he's learning what pisses me off. So I've been telling him not to go in my bedroom, and I shut the door.
And he thought he got the memo.
But I thought he did, but then he was curious about you, so he followed you in.
Did you get
But
him out
he's
of there?
been wanting to get in there. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
He wants to see what's going on in back there.
Of course, he's dying to know.
Oh, yeah.
What's he doing in there? What's he building?
Yeah. How can he be without me this long?
He must be a survivalist.
I can learn from him.
Take me under your wing. Teach me your ways.
Yeah, we're learning each other's ways. That's what we're doing right now. But we have our good moments and we have a few bad moments. I don't like where at first he was afraid of me, which is okay. But now that I'm feeding him regularly, he wants to get up and curl around me. And
that's a little dangerous.
That's dangerous for me walking because I can't even see him. He's gray and in the dark and I just can't trust it. So I've got to teach him to not do that. So I've been kicking him across the room.
Right.
And
Keeps landing on
I've
his
been
feet.
stamping,
All
I've been
four-
stamping on
it's
his
amazing
spine
how they
whenever
can
he-
land
Yeah,
on
I
their
mean,
feet.
off the ceiling onto the feet.
Yeah.
That's why God gave him 9 lives.
Exactly. But yeah, it is interesting having a living thing with me, besides the fish, you know. But I have tropical fish, but people don't get really
He
emotional.
never tries to get the fish, right? The cat doesn't try to get the fish.
No, it's too big an aquarium.
Does he ever watch the fish?
I've never seen him, but I know he does.
Just because he has that air about him. It's just like,
Well,
I can tell
he
what you've been
does-
doing.
I've never seen my neighbor coming into the house, but I know they do. I was like,
Well, he does watch the birds out the window, so he's very curious. So I figure if I got a fish moving, and he can sit there.
You
and
have one of
watch it.
those window feeders, don't you?
Yeah, but I don't put anything in it. It would drive him crazy.
You wouldn't it?
Well, I don't use it because of the squirrels.
Oh, right.
Squirrel get in there and eat all day, and
Break the window. And
so I haven't been putting any food in there. So he's been looking out that window. One day I'm gonna put some food in it because then the birds will come a little bit. But I'm gonna see if he breaks his nose trying to get one of them.
yeah, it would be fun to watch.
But they are fun.
Maybe he'll scare the squirrel away.
Well, that might be an effective tool. Might earn his pay. But yeah, it's interesting having a pet. And I'm not a cat person, so. But I always say that. But
Not yet.
I started to put a picture up on the day because I really have always disdained people that put their cat pictures up. And I almost became
I've
one.
lost all respect for that person.
I think I've lost all
saves
respect
that,
for
he reserves that word for special occasions too.
Hey, Tony, I haven't seen you for a while. I have complete disdain for you now after I saw your cat picture.
Well, what's that-
Move on.
What's that guy that's going to be the next president? Vance?
JD Disdain.
Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg.
No, I mean the one that's going to have
J.D.
to take the
Vance.
place in a little couple days.
Oh, in a few
Guys,
days.
don't be saying stuff like that. Don't have the FBI down here on me.
Well, it's just. I watched CNN today. I'm sorry, doesn't sound good for the gentleman, but at any rate, he was the one that used that expression, the crazy cat ladies, right?
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
So I was.
You're like, well, I guess he's not all bad.
No, I'm thinking I'm a crazy cat guy, and I'm who you're talking about.
I gotta start writing down all the words that I know that I've never heard anybody actually say. That you actually say the word. I've never heard anybody say the word disdain out loud. I don't think.
I do that a lot. I learned that to do. You know why I do that? I do that intentionally with words because I love words. But I did that as a teacher because it's a way of teaching vocabulary. If I'm coming out, I said it like I do it all just almost subconsciously now, but. Like the other day, I was talking about cussing something on Facebook, and I used the term expletive instead of a cuss word. You know, it just doesn't sound right coming from me because I talk redneck, and then I say that word, and they say, "Whoa, where'd that come from?" But a lot of times they'll go look up the word and check it out.
Yeah, I'll always, if you use a word I don't know, I'm going to look it up
Yeah,
immediately.
and words are funny like that. And they also have such a history. Words are fascinating things. And how they change over time and how they meant one thing in 1850 before the Civil War, and after the Civil War they meant something completely opposite. You know, you run into that stuff all the time.
Right.
There's a history to those words.
One of my favorite features on my Kindle is that when you're reading stuff, any word that you don't know what it means, you can just hold your finger over top of it and a little bubble pops up and it'll tell you the definition of it.
Well, I have really enjoyed that part of the technology right there because, you know, this began when I was in high school or elementary school, and I realized that a lot of people, teachers, and a lot of other people that went to college used big words so they didn't have to explain anything, or that they used words they knew you didn't know, and that pisses me off. You know, and of course I'm saying I do it, but I do it with a purpose. But you know, they had a purpose too. They were trying to put themselves apart from you.
Right.
And you see this with psychologists and all these terms that they use. They just don't say anything. They're just words they stuck together like the way you make up drug names now. And they just put these things together, and then they can sit and drink coffee and talk about other people and how dumb they are. And it just, as a boy growing up on the west side of town, I was infuriated by people that did that. So I decided to read the dictionary and learn those words so they couldn't do that to me, which is a good idea to do, but it doesn't really work because they can always make up new words.
Right.
But so you just have to disdain them. So there you go.
Oh,
I don't know where that was going, but I'm
He's
sure.
read the dictionary. We're going to have to invent some new words.
Yeah.
I thought there was only people in prison that did that.
Now what?
I thought there was only people that were in prison that read the dictionary.
That's a story for another day.
No dictionary. But what I was going to say is I love that part of our new world is that with the Google, as soon as I see the word, I hit Google and it just tells me this whole fascinating history. And
I've always loved the Dictionary of Word Origins. It's one of my favorite books. It's even more fun than a dictionary.
what is it?
The Word Origins Dictionary.
Oh, okay.
So any word you look up, it tells you like what language it came, the whole history of that word.
Yeah, I love that.
It was really
It's
fun.
fascinating.
Great book. You know, I had a realization at one point. There was some YouTuber I would watch or whatever, and he would mispronounce words. And for a while, I was sort of judging him. I was like, God, this guy is like trying to sound smart, but he doesn't, you know. And but then I realized, I was like, wait a second. No, this guy's actually really smart. The reason he's mispronouncing these words is because he's only ever read them.
Right.
He's never heard someone say them. It was like a whole epiphany. I was like, wait a second. A lot of times people mispronounce words because they've only read them, and my judgment is completely off base.
Your disdain went away.
My disdain, eliminated.
Ill-advised. I agree. I was going to say that's been a part of my life too, as developed, was that I do mispronounce words because I only read them in a book. And when you read them in a book, you make up your own way of saying it. And I had that little southern thing on there. I'll put a long E on the end of it, you know. It just, and there, here's a little thing. Some of you might get this. I used to hate when Alex Trebek would correct the pronunciation of a word. He did it with disdain.
Right.
He really did. He just
Palpable.
It was palpably looking down on you, like you don't even know how to say that word. It's like what he says after he did it. Now Ted on Jeopardy. What's the new Ted? Is it,
Kaczynski?
no, the guy that does the
Dance?
Jeopardy now.
No, I don't even
the
know.
guy that
I haven't
run-
seen it in so long.
I know his name.
Anybody?
Ted. Oh, well, he does it too, but he's not nearly as judgmental as Alex was. Alex, I could tell, Alex was Canadian, so he didn't want you he was trying to correct you. He wanted you to know it's better, but that offended me for some reason because I was very sensitive to it, because I do mispronounce a lot of words because, as you said, I learned to do them I learned them from novels,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't, and I didn't have Google then.
Right. Right.
So you learn how to make up a word. It's like, I always thought it was a pileated woodpecker. And a few years later, somebody told me it's a pileated woodpecker. It's not a pileated woodpecker. And I punched her
Steve.
out. That was terrible. I should never have hit her.
Ken
I'm
Jennings?
just kidding. I'd never do that.
Ken Jennings.
Ken Jennings.
Yeah, Ken.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got
Ken
your
does
favorite name in the chat over here, Funky Foot First. saying,
Yes. Funky Foot First.
Hey, Joe. Joe says we ought to talk about Tiny the raccoon. Who is Tiny the raccoon?
Well, Joe, we had to have wish Joe a happy birthday.
That's right. Happy birthday, Joe.
Woo! Tomorrow.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
little
dear
raccoon.
Joe. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
I'm glad you were born. I guarantee you.
I guarantee you.
What were we talking
Tiny the raccoon.
Tiny was a baby raccoon, and I lived out there at Frank's Mill, and I believe his mother got hit by a car, but he was along the road, and I was walking one morning, and he was a little baby. Raccoons have a lot of babies, so he was by himself. And,
Wow.
And I brought him back, and
When was this?
I asked Joe, he'd probably about 8 or 9, I don't know. It's when you were coming out there, I'm sure. But it was one summer, and we only had him for a month or so. But he lived with us, and the thing I remember, there was a picture actually where I would. This was so long ago that I had an innie belly button. Pretty amazing. Yeah, people were remarkable that I would have an innie at any time in my life. But I had this, so I would fill the thing up with warm milk. I'd fill my belly button.
Oh my God.
And Tiny would.
All right, we gotta go. See y'all later.
Tiny would crawl up there and sip.
Thanks, Joe, for bringing this
It's a great
up.
visual image, isn't it? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was that bad. I'm with you. I'm sorry. I apologize for
I'm
that.
just saying, cats like milk.
He's got an Audi now. Foiled again.
Yeah, there's nothing open down there now. Oh, Lord, that's terrible. Yeah, that's not the only thing that's changed around here. Yeah, back there before the war, I was an innie.
So you would lay.
Scared it out of you.
So you would lay it on the sofa and let the raccoon drink milk out of you?
Yeah. Well, he needed a mother. He was missing his family. And I was kind of lonely.
Wow. And this
So what happened? I don't know.
And this,
Now, as far as Joe asking for that story, I don't know what he was looking for.
no, wait a minute.
He must have his own.
No, wait a minute.
I'm guessing that's not what he was aiming for.
No, this subject right here should be this thing you're talking about now should be on our new subject, things we shouldn't talk about.
Welcome to another edition of Things We Shouldn't Talk About.
You're exactly right. Can we just rewind it? I mean, at home, I just rewind it.
Skip.
Thank God nobody's watching. Libby, I'm sorry.
Funky Foot First is no longer viewing. It doesn't look like they've gone away.
Crickets.
But if you're
So
gonna
whatever
run,
happened to Tiny?
he
Died of malnourishment.
Well, they said it was bacterial. But you don't know what's in a belly button.
Oh my God.
Tiny did.
Man, we cannot dig out of this
Tiny
hole.
did. What was that?
I said we can't dig out of this hole.
No.
Oh,
Tiny did. That's a line I'm going to remember.
So your body naturally, as a reaction to that whole summer, went outy on you. Just
it was a
prohibited
reaction.
that behavior in the
I
future.
think it was a reaction to 8 more years of drinking every night.
Oh, is that what did it?
oh my God.
I don't think it helped.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What was it? Oh, you were asking about Tiny. He lived. He lived with us, and he never really got into being a pet or anything. He was still a wild animal, which I approved of. And one day he just slipped away. So he went on down the road.
Was he just like in a box or something while y'all had him? Or did he like roam around?
I had a big container I could keep him in, but around the house I just kind of let him go. There was all kinds of things going on in there that shouldn't have been happening. He wasn't going to add that much trouble.
I remember like, was it Steve Talley that used to have like a pet squirrel?
I don't think so.
One of your friends, when I was a kid, they had a house out in the country. I feel like it was between here and Swope, but had this squirrel that was like a pet that would come in the house.
I
I
don't
remember if
remember
it
that.
didn't have a tail, but that could be a false memory.
I don't remember who that would be. I can't think of that.
Could have sworn it was Tally.
Could have been.
Somebody else just had a birthday. It's Alan Oye. I think his birthday was yesterday or the day before.
November babies.
Hey, Alan. Happy birthday.
Trying to remember other weird pets you've had over the years.
Well, I wouldn't say that Tiny was a pet.
It was a rescue.
He was a rescue, definitely. Yeah, we were just hanging out together. I was learning about raccoons. You see pictures of them, but not many people get to hang out with them.
Mm-hmm.
They're very intelligent.
Very cool animals.
Yeah, they're full of spunk.
Mm-hmm. Mischievous.
I like them.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Little bandits.
they're little wild guys, but yeah, they're nothing like. I mean, on the hierarchy of that, the top. What animal's the top of the playlist? Well, mammals. Well, no. You could argue that. I think it depends on if you grew up down at the beach. If you go up down at the beach, you probably say a dolphin.
Mm.
But
Talking about smarts.
yeah, just cool and fun. Well, I'm talking about frolicking.
Mm.
When I say frolicking mammal, what name should you come up with?
Dolphin.
That's a good one, but we've used that. This is around here.
For around here, a frolicking mammal.
We can do it. You can do it.
Squirrels?
Frolicking mammal. I have them out where I lived.
Frolicking
But you don't see them very often.
Woodchuck?
Beavers? No.
No, what?
I said beaver, but it's
No,
not
they're
frolicking.
very industrious.
Chipmunks feels right.
No,
They were wild.
you're gonna know it when I say it. You are. I don't know about you. You don't get out that
Fox?
much. What?
Fox?
No.
Muskrat.
No.
Muskrat.
you're getting closer.
Susie. Getting closer.
Otter.
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 Okay, that tracks. I didn't know we had those though.
Oh yeah, we have otters.
We have
Joe,
otters?
Joe saw an otter a while back.
Wow.
They move up and down the river. There's not as many of them, but there are otters out there. One
That's
day I looked
fascinating.
over. One day I heard some splashing, and I walked over and I looked over that sycamore tree, and there's down there when there are 3 otters just playing. If you've ever watched the videos of otters playing, they just are fun. They're just having fun. They were pulling on each other's tail. It was just the cutest thing.
Aw.
And you could just tell that they were just, well, it was like they'd been at Marino's for about 2 hours. They were just starting to frolic. Yeah. Right before that 6th one. Between the 4th and the 6th beer when you're frolicking. That's the way
That
otters.
window.
Yeah, the window. The otters are like that.
Hey, Josh. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Oh, before I forget, hot tip for musicians out there. Last year was, according to my luthier friend, one of the worst. It was like a cataclysmic winter as far as humidity on instruments. All these wooden instruments, as your heaters come on in the house and the winter comes, the air gets really dry, and the humidity in your house should be between 40 and 60 for instruments to be happy. And right now we're at 34 in here. So we're hitting that time of year when you want to start humidifying your instruments, which is something I never cared about my whole life. I never really thought about it, but that's why almost every guitar I own has cracks in it. But now that I have these nice instruments,
Now, how do you get the moisture?
well, this is a version of a humidity pack for an instrument, and it has a. Oh, you can see the water coming out. It's just a sponge in there that you soak in water. Put that on there. And then you just insert it like that into the sound hole. And it probably does better in a case. But that's the hot tip. Last year was my luthier friend, because I called him out of the blue because my brand new guitar, this guy got a crack in it 2 weeks after I bought it. And I just couldn't believe it. And he said, you would not believe how many calls I've gotten this winter. Everybody's instruments. I don't know if it's part of the changing climate trends or whatever, or if it's just something I'm newly aware of. But like I say, if you get one of these humidity gauges, are really cheap, and you can keep an eye on it. And since I bought these nice guitars, we bought a humidifier for the room upstairs, and the whole shebang.
Yeah.
But it's pretty fascinating. Just to think about the whole science of it, as there's moisture in all these instruments, and you start pulling the moisture out of it, and the wood shrinks, and it starts splitting along all the seams it was glued on.
Right.
But just thinking about that, over 60% humidity, and there's more moisture in the air, the wood will then
Disdain.
expand,
Okay.
swell up. It'll swell up. Yeah.
Gives you that funky sound.
Yeah. Swamp vibes.
But like I went to see Gallagher when I saw Nathan play, the liquid that was flowing out of his guitar. Man, that's probably technology.
It's a whole thing. I always had friends that I saw care about that stuff all the time. I never really thought about it.
I had to deal with technology today.
What'd you have to do?
Because I just hate talking to people. Like, if I don't know you, I don't want to talk to you.
Where we hate talking to people.
Welcome to the people who hate people party.
But I have
Trying to get this thing off the ground, but I tell you what, it's hard to get us all together.
I have to have my car inspected this month, and I have a big crack in my windshield. So,
Oh.
so I was gonna get it. I didn't know if they would pass with a crack in the windshield. So I was like, man, what am I gonna do? So I found this place online. It says schedule your appointment online. So I'm like, man, this is perfect. I don't have to talk to anybody. So I go in there. It doesn't even ask for your last name, just first name, Kyle, the zip code you'll be in, phone number, zip code. Get that in there. I mean, your first name, zip code, phone number, and then they ask you what type of car you got. I typed in 2007, and my phone rang. And it was them. I was like, man, and they just said, hey, Kyle, you're looking to get your windshield replaced? And I was like, man, I've only typed in. The whole reason I did this so I wouldn't have to talk to anybody. And as soon as I type in my phone number and my first name, they're calling me and setting it up. I was like, this is sort of not what I was looking for. I was hoping to avoid this whole part.
That's so funny because my experience is just the opposite. I've been trying to find somebody to talk to, and I like calling a hospital to get somebody to talk to. They've changed the way you do it.
They make it so you can't.
They make it
Yeah.
so you have to call them back, and then you have to give them your phone number and date of birth, all that stuff again.
Oh wow.
It just drives you crazy, but they won't call you back. And they're sitting in there with their phones, but they won't talk to you anymore.
I could go on a rant about this, but I don't have a good microphone.
Yeah, it's terrible. And it just doesn't have to be that way.
Well, when
But I wish AI really did mean artificial insemination instead of what they're telling me it means. Nobody said anything about that. I thought that was hilarious. Artificial insemination? He's been talking AI all this time, and I thought he was talking about something else.
Have y'all heard the big news that the #1 country song in the United States right now is AI generated?
No.
It's not even a real band or anything.
It's completely fake. It's not like how I used it. It wrote the song
Oh my
and
God.
everything.
Words.
The
Is
words,
that
the
really
music.
happening?
It
Does it
#1 country song in
is it
America
named-
right
Who's
now.
it by?
It's like a
Who's-
band
who's-
name or a
What are they
person
called?
name?
I can't remember, but it's just some made up person. It's not, they're not,
Oh.
they don't exist. It's not,
Isn't that terrible?
It is
they
terrible.
can't even trace who did it. They can who put it on there.
Well, they don't even know that.
They can't figure out who's responsible for making it.
Wow.
Really? Well, who's making the money? That'll tell you.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
They must have that kind of those tracks covered too. you know what I
Right.
mean? But it's weird, like it blew up and it's sitting at the top of the country charts.
Have you listened to it?
No,
Me neither.
but I mean,
So can you
There's
cover
a
that
big
song?
I guess not.
Well, if this
who
doesn't
would
belong
sue
to
you?
anybody.
Oh, you don't want the robot suing you. man.
Right, yeah, you don't want to get the robots on you.
Just leave that alone. But
But is it a person's name or like a band name? But you don't know.
It's like a band name.
I thought it was a band, and it sounds
Wow.
like it'd be a song.
Wow.
Oh, I have heard a little bit of it.
You have?
Yeah, it's kind of slow and
What's the name of the AI band that has the top country song in America right now?
it's a little swampy and kind of outlaw sounding.
Breaking Rust. Walk My Walk recently hit #1 on the Billboard Country Song Sales chart in the U.S.
Wow.
I remember like when I first really started seeing it be more prominent was when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and there were these tribute songs to him that came out the next day, and every single one I clicked on was, I knew because of my experience making artificial, I recognized it immediately, but the people that were sharing it just was like, and you read the comments on the YouTube channel, people are just like, oh, thank you so much, this is so heartfelt, and you really nailed it, and I'm just like, oh my
I
gosh.
must have been up all night right
Yeah, right. I mean, to have that quality
You must have been
production.
personal friends with him to have that much in-depth insights.
Right, how did, yeah.
Oh my God.
But it really
But yeah.
creates an interesting thing because people didn't know until this story broke. I think now they do. but I wonder how people feel about it, because I don't want to stereotype, but I'm just saying a lot of country music people probably wouldn't be okay with that.
No,
They
Right.
knew about it going in.
is there
Right,
like
right.
is there like an image for them? Like if you Google rusted, what are they called? Rusted root? What is it? Something.
Breaking Rust,
Right. So
which
like,
is a weird name.
if you type
Let's
it in, does
Google
it come up with like any image of them or anything?
Breaking Rust.
Now, this is the first time something like this happened, where a song like this has charted, and
Wow.
but it's taken over. It's the top. There is another fake band up there, but did you know that I listened to a
Oh wait, I guess we might get in trouble for this. Oh gosh. Stop. Oh god.
You can't stop it once you started that AI.
I sort of wanted to hear a little more of that.
I'll have to check that out.
Well, we can listen to it when we go off air. I was just trying to see if a picture went along with it. Looks like just like an AI generated random
dude.
guy in a silhouette of a guy in a cowboy hat walking down a dusty road or something. Yeah, so that's happening.
So I heard on this report, and I'm going to get this number wrong, but it might even be larger than the number I'm about to give. But they said at any given month nowadays, Spotify alone is removing like 700,000 tracks that are AI generated.
700,000?
Yeah, it's a crazy number.
Well, I mean, all around the world, too, people have just created bots that can just sit there and create tracks and upload them,
Yep.
do all the moves.
All the moves.
You just hit the button, leave the house, and while you're at the store, your computer just generated another 100 songs and posted them to Spotify and shared on all the social media platforms. Like, all that can be automated.
So how do you get on Spotify?
You just sign up.
Steve wants in. He's ready
No, I mean,
Yeah, but the thing is,
I mean,
but-
how do you get your music on Spotify?
to upload it. Basically, you send it to the computer to them.
You just send, but they automatically put up anything?
They do a review process.
I would think.
Something they're getting. Some of them get through, obviously, but they're intercepting hundreds of thousands of these things.
It's interesting.
I mean, millions over the year, millions of tracks over the year that are counterfeit. It's like counterfeit money. It's like trying to find counterfeit money, right?
no, I know this is not the way we want music to be, but if it's a good song, a lot of people care where it came
Oh, God,
from.
here we go.
I couldn't argue with that.
Lex just left.
But is that? Are you hanging your head in angst about what?
Because I feel like we should be like, I feel like the computer can do no wrong if we give it the right prompt. You can get music that really moves you, like any music that you've come across in your life that really moved you. Like, we all have tastes and stuff, so I could go to the robot and I could be like, you know those songs I love by Radiohead? Give me like 5 of those, but like new ones. And then it could, and my mind might be a little blown, but it's like, it's too easy. You know what I mean? And then it's like, how can you actually be moved like that? I don't know. I feel like there's something magical when you're like, damn, and humans made this. These dudes were just in a garage and like wrote listen to this. You know what I mean? When you could just give a robot a prompt and get it to do whatever you want, on down to the recording quality and everything. Like, make it sound like it was recorded in a garage, you know? Like, you know, and I just think there's something special about those moments that you have with music. It's a very human connecting thing. It's like, damn, I might not be able to do that, but I appreciate that they can so much. That is crazy. I don't have that kind of emotion about the machine because it's limitless and it can do almost anything. So.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing.
Well, I agree with that too. Like if I'm at a dance club or something and some AI song came on, it wouldn't bother me that humans didn't do it. I totally understand what you're saying. I don't want to sit at home either and just listen to like, no, this is no warmth, no, this is totally numbers and signals and stuff.
But knowing it is the difference.
that's the bad
is the
part.
fascinating thing, because the better it gets. Like right now, I can recognize it, but tomorrow I won't be able to. Like it's advancing that fast, where tomorrow I won't be able to tell the difference. And
Well, if you just go back to the human element of it alone, I'll give you an example. Saw a thing about they're talking about what a magnificent piece of music the Beach Boys' "Good Vibrations" was, and how it changed everything in terms of that. But what was interesting was what Brian Wilson did. In his musical genius, he went to different places and had different orchestras and different sounds. He knew what sound he wanted, and he just went around and collected them from about 10 different settings of singing, and then he put it all together, and that's exactly what AI does. Except in this case, it was the brain of Brian Wilson.
Yeah, it's one man's quest.
It was his amazing ability to do that. So I am amazed at the song, but I'm also amazed that Brian Wilson could do that at that time. Whereas when you hear that song on the country thing, you don't give anybody any credit. And I think that's what you're reacting to.
Totally, yeah. There's a big connecting thread in music from the people that make it to,
Yeah, all the way up.
yeah.
The session players are just as important. All those Johnny Cash things, and you hear, all that, all of Willie Nelson, all this. It's the session players that, well, actually, most of them were session players. Glenn Campbell and people like that they were session musicians,
Absolutely.
and they were awesome musicians, or they wouldn't. Who was that crazy guy? He was on Hee Haw. Roy Clark.
yeah, amazing.
Man, he could play. He was amazing, but he was just an old doofus boy. I loved him.
And there's something really interesting about like session musicians and AI. Like the similarities are sort of fascinating, because in order to be like a top level session player, you have to be able to play in any style. And if someone says, I want like a I want like a Chris Thiele kind of lick at the end of this verse, the session player just does it. And it's that's sort of the same but there's a very fascinating interview I just saw with John Fogerty and from Creedence Clearwater Revival. Now the John Fogerty, he came up with every part that the band played in his head, and his bandmates described him as being like a walking 8-track. Like he just had, and he knew exactly what the bass player should do, what the drummer should do, and he would bring the song in, and he would tell the bass player, play this. And it was even like became contentious after a few years. They tried to rewrite their contracts where the musicians were petitioning to be able to play their own ideas. And it was starting to upset them or whatever. Like we want to play our own ideas. So there's just so many different interesting dynamics when you start thinking about like, because a lot of people, when we were talking about when I was making the Artificial record, they were talking about how they really wanted humans. And it's like, well, what are we talking about here? Are we talking about a session musician that can add exactly the kind of lick I want at the end? Or are we talking about not a session musician? You can't even do that, and their limits are what we want to hear. Or do you want to hear the Creedence Clearwater band that does exactly what I tell them to do? Or which version of humanity are we longing for here? There's so many versions.
There is that, but then there's also like the great producers in history. Like you, with a computer, you'll never have that moment where the Beatles went home and, George Martin stayed up, and then they all came back to the studio the next day, and he was like, so I was messing around with that song last night, and it blew their minds.
Right.
and it set them on a whole different. It changed them as humans. Some of that stuff they were hearing him do. They were like, "Oh my God! Oh yeah! Okay, yes." They knew it was all there. They didn't really, but having that person be such an influence on another human and how they continue to progress as being a human with
It's
their
one of the greatest
talents.
versions of that producer music relationship in music history. Without George Martin, the Beatles, as we think of them, would not exist. He was the lens or the filter through which we got to hear their music that changed everything. His sophistication, his knowledge of orchestras and arrangements and stuff like that. Like, oh, I'll bring in a string quartet for this one section of the song, write the charts and all that kind of stuff. But then at that level, when George Martin brings in the string section, they better play exactly what he wrote or they're out. He doesn't want their interpretation.
Right.
He doesn't want their style, their flair.
Something like this.
Just needs their talent, their ability.
Right, just play it like it's on the page. And that separates a lot of musicians at that level too, whether they can play exactly what's on the page or not. It's so many permutations and derivations.
Here's another example of what we're talking about, I think, and it looks at it a different little angle. One of the difference of Simon and Garfunkel happened because of what we're talking about. The story goes back to the Sound of Silence. They were just traveling duo musicians, and they played that song and they put it on an album. I had the album at one time. You might have it now. It's a 3 a.m. album, but it's on there. But it didn't do anything.
Right.
And
Paul Simon went to England.
And he went
or
to
something.
England, and he became a solo act. And while he was gone, the producer, can't remember his name, but he came in and took over and put all the stuff together, and made it and put all that stuff in there, and
re-released
it, and it went to #1. And they came back and reformed the
They
band.
called Paul Simon in England and like, you got to come back. You have a hit. You guys, where's Art?
And that's a
Art's
good,
in Hollywood.
example of what we're saying. If you had just left it to those two musicians, it wouldn't have done anything. But
That's
adding
so true.
what today would be AI, it was just this one producer that could do all that stuff, like George Martin. Wasn't George Martin, but I can't remember who it was. But he made them into, and you can hear it. You just don't think about it at the time, but if you go back and listen to it, it's just got something different about it.
Yeah, 100%.
I want to just comment on something I saw Josh mention in the chat. He said, we're still hardwired for the campfire. And it got me thinking, like, we are, like us, our age, but this new generation is different. And
True.
that is a big reason, I think, why that song is sitting at #1. And I'm not saying the new generation sucks or anything, nothing like that. It's not a bad thing. It's just this is going to become a new normal. So you will be in the club, Kyle, like dancing to, and I would too. I'd be right there next to you, like dancing hard to anything that sounds good.
Right.
And I would want to go, man, I wonder what that song was. And I look it up, and then I'd be so disappointed and heartbroken if I found out it was just some made up thing. I'd much rather know it was just some dude deciding what sounds to put to a beat, as rudimentary as that might be. But still, I'd rather know that there was a dude or a girl behind it.
Now, do you think if these songs become
But
popular?
look at that generational thing, because he's from the generation before that. The generation before Lex would have been appalled at what he just said about who put that to a beat, because that's not a real drummer.
Totally.
That's a computer BS drum machine. That is not music. And he just said it like
Show my age. Right?
he's just like, I just want to know what human put that to a beat. Whereas your generation would hear that and be like, to a beat. What is a beat?
Where did the beat come from?
Where'd the beat come from?
But do you think like this song that's number one, like they'll put a band together and say, "Hey, you got to tour this," or they?
That's a good, great question.
And then there's auditions for who's going to be the
Yeah.
singer and stuff.
And that's going to be a show on ABC.
And I guess they're going to call them the monkeys too.
Right. Well,
The orangutans.
Yeah, I was thinking of a better primate, but
that's
otters.
a good observation though. That's a Menudo. Menudo was a band that once the
Oh my God, they
kids got to a certain age, they had to get. They were out of the band. They bring in a new so and so to
I
be.
didn't know that about Menudo.
And the Monkeys, but like bands back before that were sort of artificially inseminated.
Did I ever tell you the story? This is totally off this thing, but it's about when you get to be a certain age. Did I tell you the story about Stephanie's one of her stepfathers and her mom breaking up with him? Did I tell that story on the air?
I don't know.
you think you should?
Yeah, it's hilarious. We went. It's heartbreaking, but it's hilarious. We went camping. We went
Well,
camping.
it's heartbreaking but hilarious.
All right,
Lord,
listen
I
up.
love these.
Sad comedies.
Right.
We went camping a couple weeks ago, and we're sitting by the hardwire for the campfire. We were sitting around the campfire telling stories and stuff. And this guy was married to Stephanie's mom for a little bit. And he said he came home from work one day, and Stephanie and her sister were upstairs. I guess the kitchen was upstairs. So the mother and the two daughters were upstairs eating, and he came home from work. And his wife came down and said, "All right, you got to hit the bricks. You know, we're done. You got to hit the bricks." And he's like, "What?" She's like, "You're out of here. You know, you got to go." So he was like, "Of course." He was
Hit
like,
the bricks.
yeah, well, that's the words he said. She said, "You got to hit the bricks. You're gone." So he was like, of course he was upset. So he got his stuff. She goes, "Well, aren't you going to come upstairs and have some pizza with us?" And I was like, "Who tells you to hit the bricks? And before you leave, come upstairs and get a couple of slices of pizza." Well, you don't want you to hit the bricks without a full stomach. That's like the coldest thing I've ever heard.
That's how he told the story.
Yeah, we were dying laughing.
So that's her stepdad,
Yeah.
only married for a little while, but still in her life. That's interesting.
Yeah, she loves the guy. He's a funniest. He's just a really great guy. They were. Even don't be upset. Come upstairs and get some pizza with the kids.
Time out. We just lost sound for a second, and this battery light is flashing. Is that not plugged in permanently?
No, it might not be.
Is that?
Yeah, we need some on hold music. Is it making that bad sound?
No
Well,
bad
yeah,
sound.
it always makes sense.
Sorry about that, folks. We now
I
are
meant
back
to
to our
bring my
regular
maracas
schedule.
over. I
Oh,
forgot.
you should
It would
have.
have been good. I could hear him playing when you were playing that song, Plastic Pony.
Yeah, I got some maracas over there. If you want
well,
some
get 'em.
surrogate
Yeah,
ones.
we got a tambourine right here.
Yeah, look at that, just sitting there.
Green tambourine.
Swaby has a trivia question for us. What are the only 3 birds that feed their young milk? "Quote unquote crop milk."
What?
Crop milk is what they call it. "Quote unquote crop milk." What are the only 3 birds that feed their young milk?
Crow.
What?
The crow is one of them.
Why do you say that? Have you ever seen a crow feed a bird?
Cause when I was young, I had to go out and milk the crows for my parents. we we had an
Now,
old
that's
crow
a funny
farm.
image. Y'all give me-
Crows are not a right answer.
Well, I'm
come
sure
on,
there's
Swaby.
not. Come on.
It's got to be a big bird.
I'm thinking of maybe a bird that lives in the near the ocean, lives in the water, like an auk or something like that.
Nope.
Is an ostrich
Wonder
a
what they call it,
bird?
crop milk,
Is an ostrich a bird?
Ostrich is a bird.
but not on the list.
Oh, do you know the answer?
Yeah, I'm looking at the answer.
Well, I have no idea.
Is it something local around here?
An owl?
Well, we'll start with the two exotic answers are emperor penguins,
Penguins?
which I'm just not accepting penguins as a bird. I'm sorry. What makes a penguin a bird?
Feathers.
Eggs. They have feathers?
Yeah.
Those are actually feathers?
Yeah.
Something's messing with your mic. I don't know what it is.
Hello?
All right, the emperor penguin.
And the flamingo.
Oh.
Huh.
Both male and female flamingos produce a pink-colored crop milk. The emperor penguins, only the male emperor penguin produces this secretion to feed the chick while the female hunts. How about that? That's fascinating.
Very good.
And then on the more local front, both male and female parents produce crop milk of pigeons and doves.
Man.
I didn't know that.
It's interesting.
Crop milk. What's it? Is CROP?
CROP, yeah.
Have you ever seen March of the Penguins?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful movie. I really.
Do they convince you they're birds?
No.
Right.
And one of my favorite
Thank
Prince's,
you.
and one of my favorite Prince songs was "When Doves Milk."
No.
That was
When doves milk.
That's a good one.
This
You get 4 points
sounds
for
like-
that one. That was a good.
Squirt, squirt, squirt.
what if he had written the song "When Doves Milk"?
You know, we're not very far away from Tiny the Raccoon.
That's true.
I'm sure.
All right.
I'm sure.
I wonder when he put this trivia question in here. Was it after the tiny story?
Yeah.
Oh,
think-
speaking of that story, you ever heard of crop milk? Gee says that's a weird group of birds. I'm trying to catch up on these chats here.
There's a bunch.
Well, that's cool, isn't it? Or is any of them negative or anything?
I don't think so.
Oh, like this. Josh says tech as a tool versus tech as the answer. Big distinction.
Totally.
Yeah,
Now, what was that?
that's a good T-shirt right there.
And then he says, I felt that way about techno since the 80s.
Who said that?
Josh.
Oh shit. Sorry, John.
Brenda says, there's something about the texture of the sounds that AI music has in it that makes me feel physically disturbed. But I could say the same thing.
About Radiohead.
Sorry, I accidentally scrolled. But I could say the same thing about early LED lights, too.
Which also produced milk.
Ooh, got John Dodson in the house. I'm hopeful that our desire for connection between humans through music will birth a resurgence of great live performers playing real instruments. I believe that might already be happening to a certain extent. I do feel like there's going to be a healthy reaction to the existence of AI music in terms of a deeper appreciation for musicians and music in the real world. I feel like that's.
I was just
I feel
reading
like
about how,
that might happen.
I was reading how music, like, whatever, 200 years ago, 100 years ago, if you wanted to hear music, you went somewhere live. And then when albums and stuff came out, you basically sat and listened to a set of songs that were in the order the songs came in, because they were on the album. And then you got, like, then with the new stuff now, like I said, hardly anybody listens to albums anymore. It's like songs. And you don't sit anywhere. You walk around doing you're at the grocery store or you're at the gym or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just how everything has changed. So it's still music, but it's just the setting we're in, the way we hear it is just so different.
Right. Very different. I do like the resurgence of vinyl for bringing back that
Yeah.
whole experience of taking in a whole record.
So I wonder how many kids actually listen to like 10 songs in a row by the same artist now.
As a captivated audience
Right.
like we did,
Right.
where you really hunkered down.
Right. With the lyric sheet in front of you. And,
We just did that with the new Bar Brothers record recently. It's a masterpiece. It's wonderful, and it has a lot of great liner notes. I was cooking dinner just the other night. Kethler was reading all the lyrics.
But you know,
Feels like it's cutting out. I don't know if something's interfering with it or something.
He's making crop milk over there. It's messing it up.
My crop milk shorting it out.
Bring it up to your mouth real quick.
Hey.
All right. Maybe clip it on your shirt on the side over there.
Sorry, folks. We'll be right back.
yeah, when I was growing up listening to albums, though, when I'd buy an album, back I went through the British Rebellion, the British invasion, and the '64, and back in when I was getting those albums, it was expected by me that there'd be 11 songs and 4 of them would be worth listening to.
The rest were filler.
There's a lot of crap in there.
Yeah,
So-
the idea of the album, really, it's still cutting out. The whole idea of the album that we think of it now is sort of a recent incarnation in and of itself. Like he's saying, when he was a kid, it was sort of with the Beatles and that whole moment there.
It was
the idea of a whole album, like it was, because it was all singles.
Well, the
It was
Beatles
all
were
singles.
the Beatles were the first group I ever heard that every song was worth listening to. I was running out of the house saying, "You're not going to believe this." Now Dylan was the next. Dylan was the same. But everything else was garbage at the end, and they kind of admitted it. They were doing like weird, bad songs written by other people, covers, just folk songs or whatever. Just stick something on the back with the, and then of course the emphasis at that time was not the album but the 45. Right. So you were and even then you didn't expect to get a B-side that was great.
Right. Yeah, the other side of the record was
the
always
other
a
side
throwaway.
was usually garbage. And when they started getting 2-sided hits, that's when I was. Yeah, and the British invasion was the ones that were doing that.
There's a couple of things that are sort of interesting about the birth of recorded music from the early 1900s. Because one thing I think is fascinating about that is before recorded music, it was impossible to have the same musical experience twice, which is either a subtle thing or a profound thing. But no matter what, before recorded music, you never had the same musical experience twice. No matter what it was, there's going to be some variation. You could not do the same thing twice.
Right.
And it's just, I'm not sure what the metaphysical implications of such a thing is, but I feel like if you had the right intellect, you could probably expound upon the implications of that for hours. I don't.
Well, I think there's something going on here. I think if we're trying to figure something out, because if it's AI generated, there aren't any mistakes. And a lot of times it's the mistakes you make in life that come out being the most interesting.
That's well said. I mean, AI will factor that in tomorrow. Now that you pointed that out, it's on it.
I'm sorry.
It's on it.
Well, something I just realized when you're talking about this. So the kids now are growing up with AI, artificial intelligence. He grew up with BI, British invasion.
Right.
I also grew up with artificial insemination, but I didn't know
He's
about
a
it.
product of it.
Yeah,
I met your parents.
yeah.
The other fascinating thing about recorded music is it was probably the initial profound carnage in terms of displacing and unemploying musicians. before recorded music, every juke joint, every home, every place in the world, if you wanted music, you had to have musicians to make it. It was just a fact. There was no music in the world unless a musician was making it. All of a sudden, you could drop a needle on a jukebox in the corner, like the.
Put your phone down. Sorry. Jukebox in the corner.
Is it the phone that's doing it?
Something's going on. Yeah, that doesn't ever happen.
Interesting.
Crop mic, Josh asked. Crop mic.
Sorry about that. Should we switch to the other one?
No, it's working now. I feel like because as you were moving the phone.
You want How about this guy?
No, that never seems to do anything.
Do.
Of course, it's not doing it at all.
But like every theater, like before talkies, even when they had silent films, but they didn't have audio with it yet. But even the theaters down here had an orchestra, that little pit at the bottom, and they would make the music to go with the movie that you were watching. So just the thousands upon thousands, if not millions, of musicians were suddenly not necessary like they were before.
But I agree with that. But don't you also think that the rise of recorded music made more people want to get into music and become musicians?
Oh, the irony.
So like all these garage bands, they heard these. I mean, those kids.
Well, it's sort of different though, isn't it? Like the music that I'm talking about is not like necessarily the. I'm not sure that that's true, because before you were surrounded by humans making music, and that had to inspire you. If you were a budding musician, you had to be inspired by seeing musicians.
Well,
to be more inspired by a record than an actual.
Well, no, I do agree with that. But like, let's say you lived in Richmond back in the 1800s, you had all that music. If you lived in Verona, you might never hear music except some guy on a banjo playing.
Mm-hmm.
Then when an album came through, then you're like, a bunch of people were like, oh, I want to learn how to do this. So maybe everybody started playing more. I mean, I totally agree with what you're saying.
Right. No, you're right though. With the recorded music, you could get exposed to jazz music where you wouldn't in Verona.
Right.
Or Stanton. Why are we saying
Verona?
Gosh, even
the thriving jazz scene here.
Or those weird people out there in Craigsville. Those poor people, all they've ever heard of the banjo.
Right, that's still. You go to the cinema there.
What is it? An album? What is it? I don't know.
Oh man, we're out of time. I'm not going to make it through these chats. Are you seeing anything that
I wanted to bring up one. The username is coming up to me in black text on my screen, unfortunately, on a dark blue background, so I have no idea what the username is, but it said, and I'm paraphrasing because I can't find it now, but it was like regarding the AI topic again, and more. Oh boy, what did I just do?
Hey, Heather.
And more to my point, and more kind of, what if the most amazing song in the world ends up being written by a quadriplegic who wasn't ever to play an instrument, but had the most brilliant musician's mind?
Wow.
And that's a really great point.
That is a beautiful.
Well, that's a great shot. I like it.
Yeah, that will happen. Oh, P.S. Sidebar. Ryan says Steve's going to be out on the porch feeding pigeons off his belly.
Now, there's a great image for you.
There's an image.
If you're having trouble going to bed tonight and you can't get to sleep, just think of that image for a little while.
But then Mosby's that whole scene is gonna devolve quickly.
Yeah, and I got that image like that commercial where all the seagulls jump on that.
All right.
It's like I see all these pigeons coming in, attacking my belly.
Right. It's all fun and games.
You hear about that down there in summer? Steve's belly's open.
Steve's belly.
It must have been in Verona. No, it was in Stanton.
He was on his way to Verona.
He had seen it happen in Verona. He tried to do it there in Stanton.
Josh says recording had a parallel effect as the printing press. Expression became repetitious in a way previously impossible.
Ooh. They got some smart friends.
Yeah, it's
Somebody else.
it's fun stuff to think about.
Josh, you're on fire tonight, man. So true. He had a lot of nice things to say up there.
There you go.
Oh, Dustin says, I went to Toy Story 3 premiere at the Disney-owned El Capitan Theater, and they had a Wurlitzer pipe organ with somebody playing it. It was awesome. Yeah, they all used to have something like that.
How about the thing? And I don't know what the name of the instrument is, but it's like one person plays it, and it does all the sound effects and everything. It's all analog. It's a big cabinet-looking thing with a keyboard, like keys on it, and then there's all kinds of little levers and things
All right.
that do things. And they would do the sound track and sound effects for those films, which some of them were cartoons and stuff at that time, like that boing, you know.
Right, it had all the...
hit little bells, and it was one person doing all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
And what's crazy to think is that a lot of those cartoons like that, those movies, were set to a time so that a musician could follow it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And there were
Yeah, they probably sent the
cues and-
sheet music with the movie.
right. And it all stayed in time, so if that musician just kind of kept a time, you know, they could cue in on the pace of the movie.
And if they couldn't play what was on the sheet, they
out
were
of
out.
there.
Yep.
Well, I've been to a couple, like, they'll show, like, Buster Keaton movies or something. They'll have, like, a band play or a guy play with it. That is really fun to see, like, the guy, like,
Old school.
watching the screen, you know, with everybody else but playing along with it. That's very fun.
I bet predating recorded music, I bet the player piano was before that. And you know that for all the all the people that used to play the piano in all the bars and taverns across the world were just mightily upset by the invention of this player piano that just came along to, like, what's the world coming to?
Well, it's funny, if you read, like, or if you see, like, old movies that are, like that took place in the 1700s or something, if you read, like, old novels, it's always, like, they'll be in the parlor, you know, they'll have dinner, and then some lady will go over and play the piano. Imagine how much bad piano music people had to sit and listen to.
Right.
Like, that person could barely play the piano, but that's all you get. Like, God.
Yeah, you couldn't just change the record. That was what you got. Oh, we're not going down there, are we?
Man, I love the dinner there, but man, when their daughter comes up and plays that piano, oh my God, we gotta get out of there.
Never again. Well, I wish we had more time. That was fun. We were just starting to get to the bottom of things.
Now, wasn't Shakespeare at the end deaf, and he would, like, hold something in his mouth, like, feel the music?
I mean, Beethoven?
Yeah, was that AI or what was that?
Apparently, wait, what's that?
Because, like, if he couldn't even hear what he was playing, but he heard, like, the vibe. Well, that's not AI. But, like, what is that?
Apparently, he took the legs off his piano and put it on the ground so he could feel the vibrations through the floor better.
Oh, I thought he had, like, a spoon or a
But
pencil or
that's
something.
probably true, too. Isn't that amazing?
Because he was making music he'd never even heard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty
But he had to
amazing.
know how to make that music. And like the guy they were talking about, the paraplegic, wouldn't really have to know how to make it. He would just have to. He'd have to be like Brian Wilson and hear it in his head, sort of.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
Well, now we have our own paraplegic, Nathan Moore, playing for you.
Sit by me sad, sit by me sorry, whatever you have. Don't have to worry, now try to relax. This too shall pass, no hurry. I know it's a drag, seems like there's always a season like we never had. But we both know the reason that it ain't all bad. In fact, some parts are downright easy. As long as we stay together, we'll always have forever. And all the lousy weather, can just get it out and just let it out. Hour to hour, couple honeybees, flower to flower, come on honey, let's use our superpowers. As long as we stay together, we'll always have forever. And all the lousy weather, just get it out, just let it out.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's a good one.
Thank you all so much. We will see you next time. Appreciate you. Jabber Jawn out. Boy, I had a little list to talk about. That was fun.
I just started thinking, just think if we were just sitting here, us four, just like singing. We were just, you wrote a song and we sang it. But what if Kepler came down with an instrument? We had never heard an instrument before. Think how weird that would be. Like, what is that?
And she was like mimicking what we were saying.
Yeah, like playing along with this. I call it a guitar. Oh, that's cool. What is that?
It's a weird name, but yeah.
I wonder what the...
G-U-I. Wait, what?
I know there's still some tribes that exist in the world that are uncivilized, like in the Amazon.
Verona?
Sure.
But I wonder if they have
Down
instruments.
in Verona.
You know what I just wonder if they have instruments.
They have percussion.
Yeah, you would think.
Even if it's just like thick sticks hitting blocks of wood in certain patterns, you know. But there's always seems to be.
I don't even know how much we know about these.
It's just so weird how
Unadulterated.
every little step is probably mind blowing to the people that hadn't heard it before.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've ruined music now. You're playing over our singing.
Right. They're probably upset. Like, what? Oh, God, he's making another one for a friend. There's going to be two of them. That's going to be the end of the whole scene.
Here goes Johnny and Santo with their damn guitars again. Can we just sing and have fun like we're supposed to?
I mean, there used to be souls that were the storytellers and the keeper of knowledge and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, being able to write stuff down really cramped their style. Like, oh, come on, that was my job. I was the storyteller.
Oh, man.
It's wild when there's no, in certain regions of the world and different tribes and stuff, you listen to like certain African music that don't have any melodic instruments in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very drum driven and stuff. But they're singing. The melody, it's so otherworldly. It's not like a standard kind of flow. It's hard to understand like where they're coming from with some of the choices they're making, not necessarily rhythmically, but just the tones that they're singing, the notes that they're singing.
Right.
There's maybe a pattern to it, but not really. They don't think in those kind of concepts, I guess, because there's no other melody that